I've been living on and investing in the island of Puerto Rico for nearly 7 years now, and I don't regret it. Here's why. Here's a quick overview of what we're going to go over in this video. We're going to talk about why real estate is so affordable here and your money goes further than wherever you're from. The incredible tax benefits that you get because Puerto Rico likes to reward real estate investors. And there is an absolute abundance of real estate deals. And I'm talking about great deals, whether you're a value add real estate investor like me or you just want to buy things for cash flow. It doesn't matter. Whatever you like to do, however you like to invest, there's plenty for all. Hey guys, I'm Robbie Krager, the Flip Flop Flipper, and I've been doing real estate investing all my life for 26 years. It's all I've ever done. And I moved to the island of Puerto Rico almost 7 years ago. Guys, I want to tell you, it's the best business decision that I've ever made. One of the things that attracted me to the island of Puerto Rico that was very apparent from day one is that my money coming from Orlando, Florida, goes much further on the island of Puerto Rico than it does back home in Florida. And this should be true for you wherever you're watching this video, especially if you're watching me in some of the more expensive places like New York and anywhere up on the north and east coast, or God forbid you're watching from California where they're trying to take half of your money. Here's what I'm talking about. When you're comparing apples to apples, housing to housing in these different areas, Puerto Rico's just decidedly cheaper. Except for in a couple of areas where it's really Gringo Land playground. That's Dorado Beach East and Palmas del Mar. We're going to exclude those two places because they're really, really expensive compared to anywhere in the world. The rest of the island has bargain prices for all. So if you want to buy oceanfront property on the island of Puerto Rico and compare it to oceanfront property in the state of Florida, it's going to be decidedly cheaper in most parts of the island. The cost of labor is less on the island of Puerto Rico, and the materials, they cost about the same on the island as they do back home. Maybe slightly more on the island, but the labor is less. So overall, you're going to get more for your dollar in your renovation budget. Here's an example of a house that I bought on the ocean in Naguabo, Puerto Rico, and we paid it under $100,000 for this oceanfront house. It was a shell. It's a disaster, I get it, but imagine where you're at buying an oceanfront property like this with the views that this property has. It's amazing, and we did this for under $100,000. Now we're going to fix it up and spend a bunch of money on it, and we're going to have a $2 million house on this property. You just couldn't do that in Florida or in Georgia or in Texas or in California or anywhere else in the U.S. for that matter. So if you're looking to stretch your investment dollars, or if you've got limited capital, this is a great place to invest because your money goes much further. Guys, deals are everywhere. We saw this from day one when we landed on the island back in near Christmas of 2017. We got off of the plane and we just saw that deals were everywhere. There are more distressed properties here than we could possibly renovate in an entire life. There's more than enough for everyone to go around. Because the island had such a massive brain drain and so many people left the island to the States for better opportunity, there are absentee owners everywhere. So there are abandoned properties in every neighborhood on the island, and they're distressed and they're just sitting there waiting for a real estate investor to come around and buy them, fix them up, and then put them back on the market. And by the way, that will help with the housing shortage that's on the island because we have so many vacant properties and we have 250,000 houses on the island that we need to meet the population. And guys, it doesn't matter if you want to do flips or long-term rentals or some other type of value-add real estate investment. There's no shortage of every type of real estate investing going on the island. And by the way, the economy is a rocket ship too. These deals, they're literally everywhere. I'm telling you, in every neighborhood on the island, you can find a great deal. And we just did a live event. We called it Coffee and Bus Tour. We brought people to the island and we brought people from our community over on Apex. We had coffee in the morning, jumped in the bus and drove around and looked at real life examples of what kind of real estate deals are going on. Guys, on this exciting adventure we went on, we saw hospitality plays, we saw long-term housing, we saw renovations for flips, we saw Act 60 tourism plays, operational hotels. It was an amazing event. If you want to be part of the next one, join us over on the Skool platform. You can join for free, the Flip Flop Flipper community, or if you want to be a doer and you're going to actually buy real estate and you want to partner with us, then join the paid group. It's called Apex. It's well worth the money. If you're a real estate investor like me, investing on the island of Puerto Rico, one of your major frustrations has been and will probably continue to be for a while the data. Data's just not really available on the island of Puerto Rico, at least not until now. Red Atlas is solving the data crisis on the island of Puerto Rico, and inside of our Apex group, that's our premium group where we're doing deals with members, you get 4 months of free Red Atlas. So the link's in the description. Come join us in Apex It's worth the price of admission. 4 months free Red Atlas with your Apex membership. The last reason that I'm so in love with investing in real estate on the island of Puerto Rico is Puerto Rico rewards real estate investors. And Puerto Rico will absolutely give you amazing tax benefits and tax breaks, and they want to see you succeed as long as you invest in the ways that they want to see you invest, which is housing and hospitality. Those are the ones that we've invested in, but also farming and manufacturing. So they've got tax credits and tax breaks for housing, for hospitality, for farming, for industrial, and for manufacturing. I think there's more, guys. I've really only invested in housing and hospitality, but I think there's even more. Every time I start investing in a certain way, people tell me, oh, did you know that you can get this great tax benefit if you do it this way? That's how we became hoteliers. That's why we invest in hospitality, is because we were buying properties that could be hospitality, weren't really interested in that, but the island of Puerto Rico wants more hotel rooms, and they would give us 40% of our investment back, so we started investing in hotels. Recently, they enacted this new law called Act 182, which will reward real estate investors to invest in long-term housing, whether it's a long-term rental play or something that you develop for resale. Either way, as long as it's housing for locals on the island, you can get 40% tax credits back. What's better than that, guys? You solve the housing problem, you get 40% tax credits. Amazing. What a deal. Some of the other benefits that you get, I think in both Act 182 and Act 60, the ones that we are most familiar with, you get to pay a 4% corporate tax on all of your revenue that you throw off through those businesses. You get to pay property taxes on the real estate that you own at 25 cents on the dollar. That's a huge one. You pay the tax on your permitting and all of your soft costs at 25 cents on the dollar as well. And you don't have to pay the 11.5% sales tax when you're buying materials once you have your decree. These are some really cool benefits, guys. I've used these tax advantages, or I've used these tax benefits to save myself and my company and my investors tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars over the last 7 years. And if you're going to invest on the island of Puerto Rico, you might as well invest the way that the island wants you to. If you're not taking advantage of these tax incentives, you're leaving money on the table. It's not as easy as maybe I make it sound in a quick YouTube video. There are obviously hoops that you have to jump through. Some of the challenges that you're going to face are that there's a cultural change or shift from wherever you're coming from to the island of Puerto Rico. Maybe life is a little bit slower on the island of Puerto Rico, especially if you're coming from somewhere in the Northeast. Even where I'm from, Orlando, Florida, which I wouldn't consider a high-paced place, it's definitely a slower life here on the island of Puerto Rico. It's kind of nice, but it can be challenging. So if you're like me, the slower pace is a little bit difficult because I want things done quickly. Money needs to move and you want to move it fast. Fast isn't really a thing on the island of Puerto Rico. So just know that that's going to be a challenge and you account for it and your life will be good. You want to give yourself plenty of time to learn the local market and the legal system. However, it does mirror what we have in the States. There are differences and that you need to learn them. One of the big things is that most all legal documents are written in Spanish. So if you're not bilingual, at least, you're going to need to have someone on the team that is, so that you can read the documents, especially if you're like us and you're going to the foreclosure sale or you're buying properties at other types of auctions. All of that's going to be done in Spanish, and you're going to need to have someone on the team that can follow along, read the documents, make sure that you protect yourself. We've partnered with locals every step of the way. So ever since we came to the island, the first thing we did was we sought out a handful of people to be in business with who could help us with those things. And that was one of the smarter things that we did coming to the island of Puerto Rico. From day one, we started building a trusted network of realtors, lawyers, contractors, and accountants. By having this trusted network, that was one of the ways that we were able to kickstart our investing on the island and overcome some of the challenges that are inevitable whenever you move to a new market. While we're on the subject of this trusted network, we've built a community of real estate investors and entrepreneurs over on Skool. You can join for free. It's called the Flip Flop Flipper Real Estate Community, and I'll have the link in the description. Just click the link, come and join us there, and network with people, learn with us, and hopefully let's do deals together. So is moving to Puerto Rico worth it? Absolutely, yes. Moving to Puerto Rico is worth it as a real estate investor. Your money goes further, the tax incentives are incredible, and there are deals everywhere. These streets are paved with gold, guys. I say this wholeheartedly. Moving to the island of Puerto Rico to do real estate investing is the best single business decision that I've ever made. Over a period of 7 years, we've gone from being value-add fix and flip investors to having a portfolio of rental properties that we have about 75 doors island-wide. We're now also hoteliers, so So we've got another 75 or 80 doors of nightly rentals island-wide. We've done so much more in a short period of time on the island of Puerto Rico. Our deals are bigger. We're having way more fun than we ever were. The collaboration, the partnerships that we get to do on the island of Puerto Rico, all of these things have made moving to Puerto Rico not only the most fun business decision, but the smartest and most profitable business decision that I've ever made. You can make the same decision. The water is warm. Come on in. It's warm year-round here in Puerto Rico. It's our heart to see more real estate investing getting done. We expand our business through partnerships. We've got several communities set up, so subscribe to the channel here on YouTube. Check out our other great content. Click on the links for our community over on Skool, the Flip Flop Flipper. It's free. You can network. You can learn. Come on, maybe we can even do a deal together. What do you think, guys? Is it worth it? Comment below. Like and subscribe. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.